What up, podcasters? I go by the name of Herb Reed, one half of the Goldmembers podcast. You already know I'm a certified gold member.
It's your boy Tyson, man. Other half of the certified Goldmembers podcast, man. Jody, if you know me, man, get with me.
I gotta get a little bit comfortable, man. You know, I'm still getting used to the new space and all of that. Forgive me. But check us out on all the top digital streaming platforms. We just dropped that Spotify exclusive.
Yeah, man.
Full video on Spotify, so go check that out. Of course, we're still on Apple, Google, Amazon Music as well.
And that video will also be coming also on Apple soon, too, man. We're working on that as we speak, man. And make sure y'all check us out, man, on Goldmembers Podcast on IG. Also check us out on Facebook, man. We got a whole lot of content coming on there, too, so.
Word. And this is season 2, episode 22. That gotta mean something, 222 right there.
Yeah.
I'll break that down to y'all later.
22.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
22.
Might be something with that.
Might need to go play the fucking lottery. What time is it?
Might be something with that right there.
Might be time. What is it? Pisces season?
Is that what it is right now?
I think so. I don't want to be wrong, man. But shout out to them if it is.
Shout out to them, man. Shout out to everybody with a birthday,
Aquarius,
man.
whatever it is.
Word.
You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody, man.
But yeah, man, season 2, episode 22. We made it through the damn snowstorm.
Man.
If you anywhere on the East Coast, you know what I'm talking about.
I know everybody's pissed the fuck off still right now.
Oh, it's nasty out there.
It's nasty out there. It's slushy, man. Be careful. Hope everybody's driving safe, man. Shout out to y'all, Matt, right quick, bro, man. Shout out to Big Rich, man. R.I.P., man.
Big Rich.
Yeah, this dude. He was with a couple of guys from around your neighborhood when I was in the club the other day on Friday, man, and he didn't make it home, man.
For this past Friday?
This Friday, man. I just want to send my condolences out to his family, man, and I don't know, cause we all walked in together and then we all walked out together.
You was in the club on Friday?
I was in the club on Friday.
Damn.
Yeah, I seen H in there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, man. Condolences, man.
Yeah, man, that was crazy because I see him around all the time, and then I seen it on Facebook the next day, and it fucked me up. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, we was literally.
Yeah, be careful, crazy. You out there driving, man.
Yeah, man, wear your seatbelts, all of that stuff, man. Like that was tough, man. I couldn't even believe it the next day. I was like in shock just seeing it all over social media. So, yeah, man, just make sure y'all out there driving safely, man, and my condolences to his family, man.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
Man, but yo, that snowstorm was so crazy.
That snowstorm was nasty. What was it? 24 inches.
About 24. I'm glad they canceled work for me, man, or I'd have had to be there.
Oh, it's been vicious. It's been vicious out here with the parking and all of that. People throwing snow on. I seen they trash someone's car.
Did you see that?
They trashed his car, threw all types of shit, put all types of notes on it with writing on it.
Calling his car trash.
Yeah.
They actually threw their trash.
They threw their trash.
I don't know if
car.
that was a Bombay bottle. Shout out to Bombay. But there was a Bombay bottle looking like sitting on the windshield. I'm like, damn, they trashed money's car for that.
I did see that.
That was crazy.
I did see that.
That was out of control, man.
Very out of control.
Yeah, no, it was out of control, little snowstorm, bro.
Yeah, man. But also this weekend, man, I got to sit in the crib, watch nothing but sports. The NFL playoffs was on.
More great games like we had last week. More great games like we had last week, man. We didn't see the Bengals. I don't think neither one of us picked the Bengals.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
But that was a great game. I seen somebody put in a ticket and got the right score. And they got the right teams like to go to the Super Bowl. Bro, he turned I think it was a $50 ticket to like a $130-something thousand. Because he got the right score, the perfect score for both games. And the right winner for both games.
That's tough.
I was like, damn. All off a weekend of football.
Yeah.
All off a weekend of football.
Yeah. And so we got the Super Bowl. We got the Rams. And the Bengals. And the Super Bowl.
That's one thing we have been saying though. Young boy Burrows, man, like he got that look in his face.
Swag.
That's
too.
what I'm saying. He just got the look like nigga,
like
y'all not beating me.
Yeah.
Like if it come down to just playing football, we in the backyard like throwing football.
He kind of look like Vanilla Ice to me. I don't know why.
He's gaming.
Yeah. I like.
He need to get his own cigar because they keep every time I see him, they want to keep showing him with a cigar. Whoever out there with a cigar need to get with him.
I like him. I like they when he was doing the press conference, they asked him if his jewels was fake, Nigga told him, man, I make way too much money to wear fake diamonds, man.
Come on, I'm the number one overall fucking pick, man.
And then they talk about the Tom Brady done retired, man.
I've been coaching him for how long? 2001, I think. So this is 20
since Bledsoe.
Yeah. Since we heard Bledsoe. Since Bledsoe went out, they called me and Tom, and I've been coaching Tom since then. And anybody that know me know that's how I've been talking since then, man.
Garoppolo was here, Jimmy.
Never met him.
You want to call him porn star Jimmy?
He's out of here. Porn star Jimmy's the fuck out of here, man. He blew another chance for them to win it. There was a 17.
They had it.
Yeah.
But you know what? But they had several chances to close that game. My homie with that interception blew it.
Money Cooper Kupp is fucking unstoppable.
I think, he's
white dude. Hey, shout out to OBJ.
Shout out to Odell.
Shout out to OBJ.
I like the work he's giving out there.
And then on top of that, he don't look as spry as I remember him being. Like, he was super, super elusive at one point in time. He's not that elusive anymore. But he's out there getting the job done, short yardage. He's not trying to beat nobody. You know what I mean? He's out there just running his routes.
He's doing his job.
He's always been a great route runner and shit like that. So, and shout out to him, man. They had him down and out in fucking Cleveland. He didn't even have a fucking 100-yard game.
Yeah, I seen that. Since
like 2019
since week 6 or something.
Some shit like that.
I seen that. Yeah.
And I was like, damn. And now all of a sudden he come over here, man, and he got fucking, I think 9 of them or something like that. But shout out to the motherfucking Rams and the Bengals, man. Who you got?
I got the Rams. I thought whoever won the Bucks and the Rams was going to win the Super Bowl.
I just think the young boy got a lot in him, man. He ain't out there. He ain't got nothing to lose. They playing with house money. I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Yeah, but it was a great weekend, man, all around, man. We got to be snowed in for about a day or two. I ain't gonna ask if you was snowed in with some.
I ain't gonna ask nobody.
I ain't even going. Why you so serious, nigga? Like, nah, we not even gonna go there.
We not gonna ask nobody neither. You said, well, I ain't gonna ask you. I said, nigga, I ain't gonna ask you. Nigga, it was snowy outside.
So you wasn't snowed in?
I was snowed in.
Oh, you was okay. All right. I was snowed. Let me slow down.
I was snowed in. I had food.
Yep.
Planning for the podcast.
Yep. Yep.
I cleaned the crib.
Yep.
All that shit.
Okay. All right.
Shout out to the people who did have a good time in the house.
I had a good time.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, I had a good time. I had a good time being snowed in. Let's just go ahead, because we're not even going to go into it.
No, we're not going to snow.
Look. Bro's not having it. He's like, we not going there.
No. For what?
Look.
For why?
Look, for why?
For why?
You don't want to make nobody upset?
No, there ain't nobody to get upset. Ain't nothing to have. Yeah, we chilling, bro. We chilling.
All right, we gonna move. We not even gonna go there. We
chilling.
We gonna slide by that one. Nah, you had something. You came in with something on your mind, and now that the camera's rolling and we on air, you don't want to talk about it.
No, nigga, I got a question.
All right, go ahead.
Can you be friends with your ex?
Can I be friends with my ex? No, absolutely not.
Why not?
For multiple reasons. One, because I'm a Leo, and we love too hard. You know what I mean? And so it's either I fuck with you all the way, or I don't fuck with you at all. That's just my nature. I can't help it. It's just how I am.
You think that's a Leo thing or just?
It's definitely a Leo thing. It's probably other people probably go about things the same way, but it's definitely part of my nature. I don't know why I'm like that. I'm just like that. I assume it's the Leo in me. Let's see if I fuck with you all. When it comes to women, let's see if I fuck with you all the way or I don't fuck with you at all. The second reason that I'm thinking of is, again, I'm a Leo, so I'm affectionate. Like, I see you in public, I'm on your back. I'm whispering in your ear. You know what I mean? I'm gonna buy you a drink. I'm a flirt, and if I can't do that because we're supposed to be friends,
what if you can't flirt and y'all could hang out every now and then and maybe do some things?
Well, I don't know. Are we still friends at that point?
Are you?
Nah, because I don't even want to do nothing with my exes if we ain't like... Because I'm probably going to want to take it there with you. You know what I mean?
Okay. But don't you got to kind of build to get to that, though? Like, you got to, you can't just be like, all right, we're back together, we're friends again. Boom, I need you to be my girl. You gotta build it. See if y'all even grew anymore.
Right.
Like, did anything change since
Absolutely.
y'all not been talking?
Absolutely.
Like,
I had to learn that lesson.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So is there like, when none of that has changed in between it, can y'all still be like friends?
I can't be friends with you. Cause it's like, what are we gonna talk about? You gonna tell me about your new boyfriend, about your new nigga?
Maybe.
I mean, okay.
All right, so look, so for instance, me, I don't have bad relationships with any of my exes. Like, I can speak to any of them when I see them.
Yeah, I don't have no bad blood.
Like regular, I might not even want to take them home.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I could be cool with them. I'm talking about I can be solidly drunk and not try to take one of my exes home with me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And
but what do you say to somebody who, like, say if a female came to you, like, why can't you be my friend if we're not fully together?
I've had them say that to me.
All right, and how do you feel?
I mean, I tell them exactly what I just said. It's like, because when I see you, I'm gonna want to be at you. I'm gonna want to be on you. I'm gonna want to flirt. I might even want to take you home. If you know, I'm really digging you at that moment, I might try to rekindle what we had. So
what's wrong? That's what I'm saying. What if they may be looking for that? It's just not at that time. Like, I'm not trying to hurry up and get all the way back with you. I'm just trying to build it. Like,
but you know what I think that is? Because it's like, I'm not even gonna waste my time
if you ain't sure.
If we ain't, because if it is what it is. If we just gonna sleep around and just mess with each other, then cool. Let's just say that. But if it ain't that, then we need to go ahead, because I ain't gonna play no games with you. Because the feelings is already there. There's history there. So that's how I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna say, well, there's history here. I know what I know about you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you may have changed over time, but I kind of know what I'm getting with you. So it's either we gonna do this or we not.
Okay, I got another question for you.
All right.
Say if you're in a new relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's just like me, I can be cool with my exes, but have you ever been in a relationship where the girl that you're dealing with is not okay with you having, like, being cool with your ex? Not even cool with your ex. Like y'all don't go out, y'all don't know. But if you seen that person in public, it's not like, oh, fuck that, like, I can't speak.
Right. Nah, I'm gonna speak to my ex in public. Certain ones I don't want to speak to. I'm not gonna speak to. We don't got no problem. But
yeah,
it's just, I'm not gonna go out of my way to speak to you. But yeah. I mean, just for me, I would have a problem with my girl being friends with her ex.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of what, like, just speaking in general, like, not even like texting or nothing like that. Like, say if y'all was out in public and he might have waved from afar and she waved back, you'd be pissed off at her. Like, yo, nigga, like, what's that about? I mean, you can ask her.
If I didn't know who he was, are you
even if you knew
assuming that I know he's her ex? Yeah, how would I feel about that?
Yeah. And she just waved back and it wasn't nothing?
Yeah, I'm going to feel some type of way about that.
But you'll feel some type of way if she don't know. I mean, if you don't know neither, like, it's just some, like, you think that's just some random nigga she said hi to?
Then I find out later that is her ex? Oh, that's even worse.
That's what I'm saying.
That's even worse. You're in trouble now.
So it's just not okay to speak to your ex?
Yeah, not for me. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. Because he's your ex for a reason. So what y'all talking about?
They're not speaking like that. It's just a little hi, bye, boom.
Didn't he mistreat you? Didn't he shit on you? Didn't he slap you? Didn't he abuse you? Didn't he what? Didn't he run up your credit? Didn't he sleep with your best friend? What are you speaking to him for?
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
If it depends on the magnitude of the situation.
Right, I'm just saying.
If y'all left off on good terms and y'all just didn't think it was okay to be speaking.
One thing I know about women is, even if she's your girl, she, in her mind, she thinks she knows what kind of women you really like.
Oh, my goodness.
You know what I mean? She know, yeah, they pretty much think that they know what kind of woman that you like. So if you see your ex and you showing her attention, like let's say your girl thinks you like fat asses, right? And she may not have the fattest ass. She might got a nice little ass. Yeah. But she may not have the fattest ass. But then she see your ex, and your ex got the hoop. You're gonna strike that insecurity in her.
Yeah, there's gonna be a little match struck, but at the same time, How you know that's my flavor? Like, how you know that's my
Because she
interest?
know what you like. You
But
told her.
But what if I like?
You told her you was
All
an
right,
ass man.
But what if my last 3 females that I've like dated and she's seen in my lifetime are all different? What if one's dark skin? What if one got long hair? One got short hair? One got the hoop?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what if they all just different flavor? Like, I'm not this. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not even picky.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say I ain't picky. But I do. I do know what I like.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not the same thing all the time. Like, it's not the same thing all the time for me.
On a more controversial type of topic, and it kind of relates to our last episode where we were talking about spreading misinformation. Being responsible with this whole podcast thing. And it recently came out that Joe Rogan, I'm not sure, maybe our listeners know who Joe Rogan is, maybe you don't, but Joe Rogan is a pretty popular comedian, podcaster. He even does a lot of the announcements and a lot of the correspondence with UFC. So if you watch UFC fights, he's the bald white guy who's usually asking them questions after the fight.
And didn't he do Fear Factor or something like that too?
He did a few shows. Like he's a pretty popular TV correspondent. He has one of the biggest podcasts like in the world since this whole podcast thing jumped off. And he's pretty big on Spotify. His podcast comes out on Spotify podcasts, and he's been doing a lot of coverage around the pandemic and the vid-19. I don't even want to say the word.
vid-19, that's what I call it.
He's been talking about all these different things, and some of his, I don't know what to call them, but other people on Spotify, to be specific, Neil Young, who's a rock and roll Hall of Famer, and Joni Mitchell, who's also a pretty popular pop star and musician as well. They got mad at Joe Rogan because they accused him of spreading dangerous and harmful misinformation around the vid-19 on his podcast. And so these two artists, Neil Young and Joni Mitchell, who are, like I said, Hall of Fame musicians, and their music gets billions of streams and generates millions of dollars in revenue from on Spotify. Because of this whole controversy around Joe Rogan, they recently took all their music down off of Spotify. And so recently, Spotify also came out with a memo saying that if you mention the vid-19 on your podcast or in your content, then they're going to put a disclaimer before your content to basically disassociate themselves with whatever claims or whatever statements you're making around the pandemic. So I don't know what you think about that. First of all, them taking their music down.
That's what I was going to get into. That's what I was going to get into. So what I found the most interesting is Joe Rogan's $100 million man over there at Spotify.
He got about 15 million followers on Instagram.
So he's really popular. Like, and he might be from Massachusetts, as he spoke about a little bit.
I think he is.
So shout out to him for being from Massachusetts and just being a fucking a ground shaker or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But he's the $100 million man, and it just shows you where the podcast space is headed. That's what I took from this whole thing. Like, podcast kind of large, like a long voice, like niggas can reach further than you thought. Like when I watched this video, I took away from him saying that what'd he say? I had no control over, I didn't have no recognition that, I would touch this many people. I didn't think my podcast would become this popular and I would be out here, affecting people the way I do from words, just regular conversation. And that's what we do up here. We have regular conversation, you know what I mean? Sometimes we don't even come in with our shit together. We just figure it out on the fly. Like, boom, we just gonna go ahead and talk about this, that, and the third. And that's kind of what he did when he came in and he was talking about what he was talking about. And the fact that these Hall of Famers took their music down, music is residual. Like, music, the royalties, like,
the ad placements from the music,
all of it, like they're taking away from not Spotify's pocket, but their own pocket as well. Yeah. And if you think about it, there's Spotify and then there's Spotify podcasting. It's like, why can't you separate the two? Why are you mad at him for being on Spotify? So you mean to tell me if he was on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Google, all of that shit, you gonna take your music down? Because that's where he's distributing his thoughts. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That was just kind of weird to me that them people took their music down. I mean, it doesn't really affect Joe Rogan. They kind of on his side. You know, Spotify's really on his side in this situation. But
I think not to cut you off, but I think they kind of accomplished what they were looking to accomplish. I think they were trying to wake up Spotify, and so now it forces them to really key in on people and podcasters that are talking about the vid19. See, we won't even say it because in the transcoding, it's going to pick it up. And so that disclaimer would pop up before this episode. You know what I'm saying? So it did kind of force them to implement something in their policy. But I totally agree with you as far as everyone losing revenue. That's a lot of revenue for Spotify and the artists.
And another thing I thought about is, what if Drake or Adele was to be like, yo, take him or us? Would they just be like, wash their hands with Joe Rogan? Because there's a new popping artist right now that got a lot of reach. Yeah. So it's like, do they got more reach than Joe Rogan? Would they, you know what I mean? Let it go, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. Joe Rogan is everywhere. Like I said, he's on the UFC. You can see him on different sports networks. He's a stand-up comedian. You know, on top of being a podcaster. He was doing all of this before podcasting.
This goes to show you, bro, like we talked about on the last episode with the Tasha K chick. Yeah, exactly. And just using your platform the right way and the things that you're going to put out there. Like, eventually, somebody going to see this. Like, right now, we the only two motherfuckers that know what's going on. Right. Couple days, y'all going to be able to hear this and see what the hell we talking about. And it's up to us to figure out if we wanted y'all to hear that or not and be smart about our decisions and shit like that. So, I don't know, man. It just comes, man, like you said, man, we going back to last podcast. People want to start one. You got to understand what it takes and what could come with it.
That is one of the things that I understood coming into this game is that you definitely want to be, you know, responsible with your words. And that's why I think it's important that we always share perspectives rather than opinions, because, and we kind of talked about this before, because when you're giving your opinion, that's your opinion. It's personal, it's singular. Now you may share the same opinion as others, you know what I mean? But that's subjective. That's relative to whoever you're sharing that opinion with. But when you're offering perspective, you're speaking more plural. You're speaking outside of yourself. You know what I mean? You're offering the viewpoints of others and not just necessarily yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think it does get tricky, and walking that line can be tough. And we all make mistakes. We don't always say the right thing. So you're going to step outside of the lines a little bit. You just got to be open enough to be able to accept it like Joe Rogan did, you know what I mean, and just get better at it.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Joe Rogan. He accepted what he, you know, was putting out there and what he said, and, you know, he apologized to the people. Yeah, because it's like if they was to tell him, like, yo, we're not putting you on Spotify no more, he could just go back to the...
Oh, he gonna go...
He can figure it out, but somebody gonna offer him the big bag.
Speaking of, you know, fighting allegations and different talks like that, recently, I believe this past weekend, a new documentary just came out. Yeah. Titled "Let's Talk About Bill Cosby." Did I get the name right?
Yeah. Let's talk about Cosby.
Let's talk about Cosby. And actually, one of our close friends, Boston native Roxbury representative.
Shout out to my girl.
Yeah, was on the production team for this particular project. You got to watch it, so I'm gonna let you take the lead. Yeah, I didn't see it.
I got to watch it. I didn't want to give away too much for you because I want you to sit down and watch it because I need some more of your perspective. So I hope that people keep an eye out on the next episode for that. It was a 4-part series, man, and it just showed all the rich history that black people had. You know what I mean? Just coming up and what they had to go against. And the first 2 episodes really like.
So it was a docu-series?
4-part.
Ah, okay.
4-part.
Did they show all 4 parts?
All 4 parts are out. So you could binge watch. And I binge watched because I was sitting in the fucking house. So I binge watched it. And it was just a great piece of work, man. Like, shout out to everybody that had something to do with it. I loved how at the end of it, really, you probably gonna see it in a minute, but they well, by the time this come out, you'll see it. Bill was a Bill got out of jail at the end of the documentary. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of changed the trajectory of the documentary. At the end, like, they did all this work
Oh, so you could kind of tell that they were filming prior to him being released, and then once he got released, it changed the direction. All right, tell me, I'm interested now.
Changed
Tell
the
me more.
direction of the documentary now. Now, all these people who are, interviewing, sitting down, talking about this situation, they just, like, now they like, damn, I just got on camera. I just did all these interviews for this new, I mean, you can tell, like, because they're calling it disappointed now that he's home. Like, Bill's home now. Like, yo, it was crazy. Yo, and I ain't gonna lie, I was watching it. You gotta watch it, bro.
I'm gonna watch it. You might have just convinced me.
And my favorite episodes was 3 and 4, cause it kind of got into like the sisters who was involved, like that this happened to. Cause we seen a lot of white women come out. We ain't see too many sisters.
Right.
Or too many actors who was on set and it happened to.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know, man. Bill might be a serial.
I don't know, but give me some of your takeaways, because I'll tell you this. I try to stay away from stuff like that.
Me too.
Surviving R. Kelly, I didn't watch that.
I watched it.
This was kind of giving me that same vibe. So I stay away from it. And the reason why I try to stay away from this type of stuff is because just as a black man, I can't see myself standing behind something like that, because I understand that I could be, in that same position. There's nothing out there, and we talked about this before, but there's nothing out there that's stopping us as black men from being accused. And I want to say this too, because going to jail is not always the form of punishment that we receive from these types of allegations.
Yeah, because it could be.
Sometimes we lose our job. Sometimes we miss out on career opportunities, financial opportunities. Sometimes people and organizations disassociate themselves from us. So going to jail was like the extreme punishment. But there's a lot of black men who deal with consequences that are much lesser.
And like we said about Tory Lanez too, like, there's no way he's not gonna be able to, like, I'm not putting him over there with Bill and them all that, but there's no way that Tory Lanez will be able to clear his name, whether he is, if he's guilty, not like innocent, he's still gonna have that lingering on him when he goes sit in business meetings, and it's like you had a gun around a female. What did you like? Why? You know what I mean? So like that'll never be able to leave him.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. It's just, and so for me, even looking at that, I saw some of the people that was in it, and that kind of turned me off from it a little more. Jamel Hill.
It's funny because when I was watching it, that's somebody that I thought about, and I'm looking at her speak, and I'm like, sometimes I wonder why they go get her.
You know why they go get black people? Because yeah. Because they know that she can speak well, she can articulate herself, and they know, what side of the issue she's gonna stand on.
Yeah, she was kind of biased in it a little bit too, though. Like, she wasn't sure where she wanted to go until they started cracking out a little bit more details as to, sneaky shit in certain episodes and sneaky shit in certain plays and records that he was doing, and stand-ups he was doing.
Yeah, and if you notice, whenever they want to trash black people, in the public eye, they always get other black people to do it, because it's too stereotypical to get a white man up there and bash a black person. Nah, let's get the blacks to bash the blacks, because then it gives it a little bit of credibility.
To be fair, they had both. To be fair, they had both in there. They had white women in there giving their live like perspective as to what went down, like literally speaking on. He ain't get, but. A lot. This one thing this is a take that I said I'll take away from this fucking docuseries. Anytime somebody said that he gave them a pill, they said he placed it on the table and told them to take it, like yo, here, take this. Like gave them the option. Here, take this. And they'll be like, oh, well, I'm not sure if I want to take it or not. And sometimes they'll just take it, not knowing what it is. You don't got no right to do nothing after that. But you did give them an option to take that pill. That's what I seen in every story that they said on there. Like, they had an option whether or not to take the pill that he gave.
Well, he played it smart. He put that motherfucker on the table and he put it in your hand.
Because that's how you sell crack. Back in the day, that's how you used to sell crack, man.
That's definitely how you sell crack. You throw it on the floor.
What can I say?
So technically, I didn't sell you nothing.
It's hard for them to convince, in a court of law.
Yeah. The D-boys can see you do it. They'll probably arrest you for doing it.
But they got to prove that you gave a hand-to-hand.
But they got to prove that you made that hand-to-hand transaction. Mm-hmm. And usually what they'll do is same type of deal. It's kind of relative. They'll go get the crackhead. They'll go get the crackhead.
It's sick that we're doing a comparison like this. Yo, this is sick.
Yo, nah, real shit though. That's real shit. Anybody who know, you know. And a lot of niggas end up beating them cases, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
A lot of niggas beat them cases,
wow.
Man.
Yo, that's what I did take from the from the documentary. A lot of the time, Bill was like, he was either placing the pill down and he was telling them, but then there was a couple people that would say like he would come back with it already in the drink on them. So,
I mean, like I said, I don't, because I wasn't there. Bill ain't never told his side of the story.
Yo, it's funny because I wanted to watch it at the same time you was watching it. Like, I wanted your perspective as I was watching it, but I'm like, bro's chilling.
Yeah, bro. I be honestly, bro.
I know you don't be
trying to. Because honestly, for real, bro, the shit is traumatic for me, my nigga.
It's crazy you say that because it made me go back to the Emmett Till show that I was watching and him just speaking.
And I'm glad you brought that up because we kind of talked about that. Just because you're standing on that side of the issue right now, don't mean that they won't flip the tables on you and put you on that same chopping block. And the same thing goes for people like Jamel Hill. Yeah, it may not affect you, but it may affect your brother. It may affect your father, your uncle, your male cousins. Because policy and different laws come behind this stuff. And who's going to be subject to it? We are. If they decide to up the penalty for these types of crimes, for kidnapping, sexual assault, rape, all those different things, who's going to be subject to them penalties?
I would say black men in general, unless you're white. Because you see what's the nigga that did the movies?
Oh, Harvey
Weinstein. And then that's to refer to the Cosby situation. And then Joe Rogan. He could speak out against shit, but he's white.
You definitely convinced me to go back and watch it.
I want you to watch it just because we got some people, behind it.
Yeah. Shout out to Nan once again, man. Work well done, because it's been everywhere. The marketing behind it, it's been everywhere, man. So, shout out to her for that, for being on the production team with that.
Yeah, shout out to Nan, man. And shout out to the Goldmembers fans, man. And people that's out here listening to us. Make sure y'all catch us on IG, Goldmembers Podcast, man, on IG. And make sure y'all catch us on Facebook. Listen to us on all your platforms, man. Spotify and Apple Music, Google Podcasts, anything, man. Make sure you tap in with us. Alexa even got us, man. So make sure y'all tap in.
Today. Just today.
Yeah, you had to put me on.
Yeah, just today. And I was actually on Twitter when I found out about this. But Whoopi Goldberg, she does her show. I can't remember what network it comes on. But Whoopi Goldberg is on the show The View. She's pretty much like the only black woman on the show. She's been doing The View for some time now. And I'm not sure how the conversation came up. Maybe we can get the clip of what she said. There's about a 1 minute something clip on Twitter. and she came out, or they were in the midst of a conversation, and she made a statement about the Holocaust. And she talked about how the Holocaust wasn't necessarily about race because, you know, both sides were of the white race. And she followed up by saying that she believes that the Holocaust was more about inhumanity and people's mistreatment towards each other. And that struck a bunch of controversy, not only from her colleagues and the other women that were on the panel. They disagreed with her like almost immediately, and you'll hear it in the clip. But it also sparked, you know, a bunch of outrage on Twitter. And so, of course, you got a bunch of Jews and a bunch of white folks out there going at Whoopi Goldberg and talking about she's ignorant and, you know, just stating their whole side. Maybe I'll even go and I'll read some of the tweets after we play the clip so y'all can get an understanding of what their perspective is.
Which is crazy, man, because, let's play the clip.
You want to play the clip? Mm-hmm. All right, hold on.
Truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race. No, it's not about race.
It is.
It's,
Well,
no, it's
Jews
about
a different race.
But it's not about race. It's not about race.
What is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about.
And so, yeah, I don't know, but it just, let me try to find some of the tweets, because I'm not Jewish, number one, but I did kind of go in because it made me mad. What? It made me mad.
Who, in terms of who? Like, was you on Whoopi's side?
Of course I was on Whoopi's side.
Okay.
Because I think she's right. You know what I mean? And it is, I feel like what she was trying to say was that by making it about race, I don't think she was saying this, but this is what I took from it. By making the Holocaust about race, you're taking away from just the overall inhumane acts of the Holocaust. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to even go out on a limb and say that slavery wasn't just about race. I think that slavery was more economic than it was racial. You feel what I'm saying?
You mean the gain? Well, yeah.
The gain, the purpose, what initiated it. You feel what I'm saying? They needed, back then, there was no technology. You know what I mean? They didn't have things to maintain their fields, their crops. You know what I mean? They got the British to finance the ships that they used in the transatlantic slave trade. And then when they got here, when they brought us here, what did they use us for?
I about to say labor.
For labor.
Mm-hmm.
Cotton, tobacco, which are some of the biggest imports and exports in the world.
And then they separate you. I'm talking about like house. You got a house slave and a field slave. Right. So you got different levels of what you got to do inside in terms of what you can do.
Right. And then that's where I think they started to break down slaves psychologically, because in order to keep these people oppressed, so that you can continue to get labor out of them, you know, you got to break them down psychologically. You got to separate them from their families. You have to totally take away what they believe their purpose in life is.
Also, and now that you say that, it's crazy because, like you said, if you were lighter, you were able to go inside the house. You was able to be, what is it, a house nigga?
A house nigga.
You were the house nigga if you was in the house. So that might have even made a psychological thing happen with the slaves. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I should have a baby by a white person so my baby could be allowed in the house and not out here in the field. I don't know. I just feel like Whoopi was talking like she was with the people, like with her people. That's one thing. She had no comfort, no protection up there for her to really dive into it the way she probably really, really wanted to. I mean, I didn't hear it all. I probably should have played a longer clip, but I just feel like she's not up there with her people to express, like you gave another side of it, like to tell like how a black person's point of view when it comes to this. And I don't know. I can't agree with you that it was an economical thing.
Yeah.
It still is.
It still is. It still is. Even with prison. They say prison is modern day slavery. Yeah, I believe that there's some hate to it. But you ask any nigga who been to jail what his job was. Niggas was in there making public school desks, chalkboards, license plates,
Cleaning up the cities.
Cleaning up the streets and all of that. Highway signs and road signs. That's what they make in jail. That's free labor.
It just goes to show how hard they'll fight for somebody who didn't really do much for the country. Like, we done built this motherfucker. We still can't get no type of respect. No, what is it? Reparations. We can't get,
which the Jews got from the Holocaust, by the way.
And we can't get nothing of that magnitude.
Which was well after slavery, by the way.
Which, you know what I mean? So we just can't get anything of that magnitude. And I just wish there was somebody up there with Whoopi to give their point of view too with her and be standing there firm with her. Because for everybody to be, at her like that, I could see some of those white ladies like, man, we need her out of here. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's an older black lady, too, that they already trying to get off the scene. She's probably making a lot of money sitting in that chair. Probably feel like they could find somebody else.
She did not speak out against the Jews at all.
What's anti-black?
American. But Michael Rappaport, he put this out on Twitter.
You ready?
5 hours ago. Hold on. Let me, it's on the Bluetooth, right?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. You got it.
Whoopi Goldberg, love you, big fan. I know you. You went on your show, The View, today and said that the Holocaust wasn't about race. Yes, it fucking was all and only about race. It was about kill the Jews, exterminate the Jews. They're not white, they're Jewish. That's like saying slavery wasn't about race. You need to apologize. You need to explain yourself. Not good, not cool. And especially a day when in Orlando, these fake fucking wannabe budget, good for nothing scumbags are down there playing dress up, cosplaying like they're Nazis. Leave the fucking Jews alone. Everybody just leave the fucking Jews alone.
What about niggas?
You hear them.
What about niggas, though?
You see. There you have it.
But everybody gets so up in the uproar. But, like, I didn't see. The only time people ever been in the uproar was George Floyd, I feel like. Where it got real. Now, I ain't even going to say George Floyd, but,
and that was only because people got to see him.
And that's people getting killed, though.
Right.
These are words being spoken and people are going crazy. People don't go as crazy as like that when people speak about black people.
Bro, because being anti-Semitic is like the worst thing in the world to them. Like, if you're anti-Semitic, like, you are like the worst. I would say the civil rights movement,
yeah,
you know what I mean, was more about race.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Equality in race.
Equality in race.
Yeah.
Because even Martin Luther King, he wasn't just speaking for blacks, he was speaking for all people.
All people. That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
And now, modern day, everybody's reaping the benefits of the civil rights movement that fought for equality of all races.
And there's some people, like the Klan, who are fighting to make it not that way. Nah, you're right, bro. And we kind of been going on that for a little while because we just feel the same way about just our people.
Right.
We kind of look at it from our shoes, but we kind of putting it on their shoes too. Like, if it was, we feel the same way about black on black crime. Niggas be like, stop killing motherfuckers, niggas still kill niggas.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's one of the main reasons of black death out here is niggas killing niggas. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like, it goes both ways when you said it's white people killing white people.
Right.
You know what I mean? White people doing stuff to white people. You gotta check your own people.
But we wouldn't make an overarching statement by saying gang violence is about race.
No.
That wouldn't. I would say gang violence is inhumane, like Whoopi Goldberg is saying.
Yeah, because
the shit is inhumane.
It is, because it ain't even just blacks killing, like blacks and gangs. Like, this shit's intertwined with all. Even Chief Keef got the little white boys gang banging in their hood in the suburbs. Like, gang shit is, like you said, it's a mankind thing, nigga.
Yeah, it's just all. My pops always say that. My pops always say, man, murder is a crime against humanity. That's what my father always told me. He said when somebody's murdered, everybody should be upset, regardless of your race, your culture, where you come from. Because, kind of reverting back to what we were saying before, because because we also understand that we could become a victim of that. If you let it slide in that instance, then you have to assume that they're going to let it slide in your instance.
Everybody's at equal playing field.
You know,
they just don't give a fuck about us in general, bro.
It's just a real interesting topic, man. It's always, for some reason, it get real sticky whenever you talk about Jews. And, you know, we seen Nick Cannon go through this. We seen a lot of people go through this type of stuff,
They try to cancel that, man.
I'm standing with Whoopi Goldberg because I understood. I have a deeper understanding.
I'm standing with Whoopi and our people, man, because, like, we going through this shit right now, too. And I just want people to be keeping that same energy. I want them to be just as upset
right,
when they talking about us, like. And I just feel like it's kind of desensitized.
Absolutely.
Like, the shit that happened to us is desensitized now. Like, they done put it into the school books, took it out. We got a month now. They done gave us all them little street treats.
Yeah.
You know what I
Street
mean?
signs and paintings and murals.
So holidays.
That's why we ain't getting no reparations, because they gave us a fucking Martin Luther King mural.
Holidays and, yeah, man.
Yeah, but you know, this is interesting, man. I'm pretty sure the story's gonna develop more. You know, as of tomorrow morning, she already came out and issued an apology, but we'll just see where this whole thing falls, man. You know, definitely chime in. You know, leave a comment, leave a review. We definitely want to hear from our followers and see what y'all have to think, not just about this topic, but all the topics that we talked about.
Word, man. Today was definitely a good one, man. Make sure y'all check us out on Facebook, man. Make sure y'all check us out on Instagram, Goldmembers Podcast on Instagram. Make sure you follow me at Goldmembers Podcast. I said at Goldmembers Podcast. At Goldmembers on Instagram and Twitter. And make sure you follow bro at herb.reed on Instagram and Twitter, man. And we out.
Definitely. And no, we got to tell them the top digital platforms, man. Check us out on all the top digital streaming platforms. Spotify podcast, will be uploading all the full videos from every episode onto Spotify podcasts, as well as Apple Podcasts too, man. For all of our iPhone users and everybody that uses Apple Podcasts, we'll also have the full videos on there as well, man. So stay tuned, man. We got a lot more coming. We're dropping episodes every Thursday. They drop Thursday morning before you even wake up to brush your teeth. It's a new episode already out, man. So
word, man. And we working hard, bro, man. I'm just proud we keeping it going, man, for our people. Everybody's proud of us, so let's just keep it going, man. Shout out to y'all for listening, man.
Yeah, shout out to everybody, man. Goldmembers Podcast, and we out.
What's the started? It's the player that you love to hate. Always see come out the bank. Always have to miss my name. When you hide on the drink, catch up with this boy you can't. Cause you know I'm holding rank. When you see the platinum rolling with the ice and make it rain. Through the streets now.